You would had to have seen me 10 years ago to really appreciate the hugeness of what's going on with me. My dad was a pastor. I grew up in church. Anytime the church doors were open, we were there. When I got into my teens, I played Christian at home because it made it easier to live at home. I'm a musician, so when I got in my teenage years, I wanted to play Hendrix and go out playing around, and my dad didn't think that was a real good idea, so I wanted to escape pretty much is what I was trying to do, trying to get away. That opportunity was given to me when I was 15. I was given a chance to move in with one of my brothers. He had a very successful photography business as well, and that's where I learned the craft was through him. Photography business, we had a very successful business. It made a lot of money for us, but what was more important to me was that you knew I made a lot of money. And I had the best of everything. I had the best cars. I had to drive all the high dollar German cars and had all the best guitars. And I wanted everybody to know that I had all this, which at that time was extremely important to me. Well, business was awesome. We traveled all over Southeast and we made a ton of money. Ran into some great musicians out on the road. We had a really, really good time. And then things began to change. In mid-95, I noticed when I would leave for a road trip, in 20 miles or less, I would just get worn out tired. In fact, at times I'd actually pulled over and taken a nap and just had left home. On a photo delivery in Kentucky one morning, I woke up with double vision. For a photographer, double vision is really not a good thing. Through a big series of doctors, neurologists and optometrists and everything else. But the bottom line was I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Devastated. That's about the only way I can put it, is I was devastated. I didn't know what I was going to do. I sensed the photography going away because obviously I've not been able to travel or to walk or anything else. But the biggest thing was the music. I lost the music. I've played guitar for 40 years and I couldn't. I had a neurologist that told me that I would be in a wheelchair in 5 years. And I remember saying, that's okay, I'll ride, but let me play. If I had my choice between the two, I'd rather play than to walk. It was that important to me. Yeah, I felt like I had it all, but now I was losing it all. This was just all weighing heavy on my mind. And I thought about, as a child, what Dad had taught me. And little by little, reality started to set in with me that I couldn't do this by myself, that I had to have help. And I knew where help was. So driving down I-85 at about 85 miles an hour, I asked the Lord to save me. And the turnaround that I was looking for happened inside me. I was in Auburn, Alabama, watching a Christian TV show and felt like I should call them and ask for a prayer. And so I did. Initially the prayer was about the business, but eventually it got around to the MS. And during that prayer, I felt this sensation in my body, just a warming sensation. And after I'd finished talking to the gentleman on the phone, I felt like that I should get up. So I did, and I actually, when touched my feet to the motel room floor, I could feel the floor, and I hadn't done that for a long time. Like I say, I got up and walked around. The next morning, when I got up the next morning, my symptoms were back. My numbness was back. My balance was off. I felt like maybe I'd just been caught up in the moment the night before. So I said, well, maybe nothing did happen. Maybe it wasn't real. So I went on to work. When I got back to the motel room that night, I called home. I had a habit of doing that, and I told my wife Barbara what had occurred the night before with the phone conversation, and the feeling that I had. And she said, that was your healing. She said, that was your healing. The Lord has given you that healing. Just take that as your healing. And so that's what I did. I began to just thank the Lord for it. And I said, you've healed me, and I take that. And over the period of the next couple of hours and on into the next day, things started to work. I'd fallen down my steps the Wednesday before I went to Alabama with this. And when I got home, that next Sunday is when I got home. Monday, Barbara and I walked to the top of Kennesaw Mountain. I couldn't hardly walk up my steps, but I climbed the mountain. My cane is gone. Feelings back in my hands. I've got my music back. I got my vision back. And I am a miracle. MS is a mean thing. MS is what brought me back to the Lord. So in essence, it was a good thing for me. It took me to that turnaround that I needed. The healing of MS is miraculous, there's no doubt. But what he did in my life is much more miraculous than that. I am a walking, talking miracle, inside and out.